Hello everyone. In today's lecture we are going to learn about what are the partial molar quantities. So in generally there are two types of function, the state function as well as the path function. The function which are depending upon the initial and the final state, they are known to be a state function, and the function or the system which are dependent upon the path followed by the system are known to be a path function. So in a general terms, partial molar quantities, if any function which is dependent upon that means the function any function which is not generally depend upon temperature, pressure and certain quantities, but the function which also dependent upon the number of moles or the number of constituent particle which are involved in that system. Okay, let us consider x is a function. Okay, x is a function which is dependent upon temperature, pressure as well as the number of moles or the number of constituent particles which are involved in that system. Okay, the function is dependent upon temperature, pressure and the number of moles. So this term or this line this line is to be written in the form of mathematical form. Okay, the mathematical form x is equal to function f, and these are the terms pressure, temperature and the number of moles. So x is a function of pressure, temperature and the number of moles. Okay, now if there is a small change in a pressure, temperature and the number of moles, okay, as we moving from initial to final state, there is a little bit changes in the quantities. If there is a small change, then what will happen? Okay, the function get also change in the small quantities or the small portion. So generally we have to return of for the any function. Okay, function f of y. If we differentiate this equation with respect to x, okay, we will return this is the function df upon dx is equal to dy by dx. Okay, we carried over here this function will differentiation with respect to x. These terms also differentiate or the small change can be written dx, this dt can also be written over here or the here. There is a nothing more about that. Okay, this dx is equal to delta x by delta t at a constant pressure and the number of moles n1, n2 and dot 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 and certain mole. Okay, this dt can also be written over here. So this is the first term. Okay, now this delta x, this term, this function delta x by delta p at a constant temperature and the constant n, and this is the differentiation factor dp. Okay, the first term is in first term we carried this equation at a constant temperature and this over here at a constant pressure, and this among these all the quantities. The third term will written as a delta x by delta n1 at a constant temperature, pressure and n1, n2, n3 and certain all these quantities of the number of moles. For the fourth term we have to return delta x by delta n2 at a constant temperature, pressure, n1, n3 and certain quantities, and this series will get up to the nth term. So if the temperature and the pressure kept constant in this equation, if the temperature and the pressure get constant, that means the dp is equal to 0 and dt is equal to 0. So what we will get? We will get the dx, this quantity for the dp and the dt get cancelled. So we have only remaining terms from these two nth term. So delta x by delta n1 at a constant pressure and temperature, and delta x by delta n2 at a constant temperature and pressure. This is the term for differentiation and the among the certain terms. So these terms are generally known to be a partial molar quantities. Okay, these terms are known to be a partial molar quantities. This function also be symbolized as a bar function. This also be written as a x bar. Okay, for x bar we can return this term as a delta x by delta n1 at a constant pressure, temperature, n2, n3 n I minus 1. This I is the nth term or the last term of this series. So this is the equation for the partial molar quantities. Okay, this is the equation for the partial molar quantities. Okay. So our next topic is partial molar free energy. Okay, partial molar free energy we can generally say as a chemical potential. This partial molar free energy also known as the chemical potential. Generally, if we have some particles in the solution, okay, if we have some particles or the constituent particles in the solution, okay, this solution having its specific energy or the free energy, but after addition of certain amount of particles or the certain amount of moles or certain amount of constituents in this solution, the free energy of this solution, it will be changed. Okay, the free energy of this solution will get changed. This specific criteria or this specific term also known to be a partial molar free energy or the chemical potential. Okay, chemical potential. So generally the chemical potential is defined as if we addition of certain amount of moles or the certain amount of constituent particle in the solution, and this solution get its specific energy or its free energy will get changed. Okay, after the addition of certain number of moles or the certain amount of constituent particle. This partial molar free energy or the chemical potential is generally denoted by the symbol Gi bar. Okay, Gi bar. This is the symbol for the partial molar free energy, and here strictly denoted by symbol bar. Okay, the formula for partial molar free energy is Gi bar is equal to delta G by delta Ni. Okay, delta G by delta Ni at a constant temperature, pressure, and the among these certain moles or the certain constituent number of moles or the particles. Okay, this I denoted by the nth particle or the nth constituent. This I represent the number of or the nth particles. Okay, now there are two more terms associated with this partial molar free energy for this for the real gas. For the real gaseous mixture of real gases, the chemical potential is given by, okay, this chemical potential for the real gases is given by mu I. Okay, mu I is equal to mu I0 plus RT ln Fi. Okay, the symbol or the equation for gaseous mixture of real gases, the chemical potential is given by mu I is equal to mu I0 plus RT ln Fi. This Fi is known to be a fugacity. So the fugacity is a thermodynamic term or the thermodynamic quantity which is applicable or the related with these real gases, and this term or this particle or this this is symbol fugacity is generally used to determine or to denote the equations which are applicable for the real gases. Okay, the second term or the second thing associated with this chemical potential is that for the ideal solution the chemical potential is given by mu I is equal to mu I0 plus RT ln Ai. In case of Fi, we have written over here Ai. So A is the activity of constituent particles. If we add, okay, in this beaker or in this solution having certain number of particles, if we add certain amount of particles or the number of moles, the activity of constituent which is more strongly dependent in this equation of the ideal solution chemical potential, which is denoted by the chemical equation mu I is equal to mu I 0 plus RT ln AI. A is the activity of constituent particle. So for whole, generally we can denote this partial free energy for this equation Gi bar is equal to delta G divided by delta Ni in bracket at a constant temperature, pressure and the certain number of constituent or the certain number of moles. Okay, this is the equation for the chemical potential. Okay, thank you everyone, thank you all of you.